Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of The Fad Show. Today I'm going to do something, I'm going to take a break from doing the extensive mechanical work on my Land Cruiser and do something a little bit more aesthetic / a little bit more for the overlanding I plan to do further down the road with my Land Cruiser. So when I bought mine and I got it home, I noticed that the factory tow points on the front were missing. So instead of ordering the OEM ones from Toyota, I ended up getting these Iron Man 4x4 rated tow points or whatever. These are rated for 5,000 pounds each, or if you use like an equalization strap between the two 10,000 pounds. Also, I'll walk you through a few other kind of modifications, or a few more little things I've done to improve my vehicle for taking on overlanding adventures down the road. One of them you can probably see already from above, but I'll basically whatever. There's not much to show there other than the fact that I got it, and I'll show you what it is. And then I did something with the spare tire too. I was able to fit my 33-inch spare tire down below. It didn't actually really require that much manipulation, but I'll show you what I did regardless. So with that, we'll get to this install. It should be pretty easy. Probably the longest part of this is going to be there's a little bit of rust or just surface corrosion or whenever they took off those factory points. So I'm going to clean that up with some PORV 15 before I install those. And with that, let's get to it. So here you can see the location of the factory mounting point. This is on the passenger side, but the driver's side looks exactly the same. On the Land Cruiser, these are actually threaded. And then one thing to note, if you get the kit from Iron Man 4x4, it does come for a few different style vehicles, so the instructions might be a little bit confusing as far as how you actually mount them. But for the Land Cruiser, it's pretty straightforward because these are already threaded, so just going to be the included hardware. So I'm going to use the PRV 15 kit to restore this a little bit. So it's just going to have a cleaner, which I'm going to use a Brillo pad and that cleaning material just to get this off. Then it's going to have like a etching primer, just basically going to neutralize the rust, and then it has a paint to kind of paint over the whole area. So with that, let's get the cleaner. I'll get a Brillo pad just to wear down some of this rust, and then I'll probably give the whole frame rail in this general area a little bit of a clean, and just kind of paint a little bit past where the rust is. So here's the PRV cleaner degreaser. Unfortunately, they don't include a spray bottle with this kit, which is a little bit unfortunate. If I was doing a larger area, I'd probably invest in that, but since I'm just doing this, I'll just dab it on the microfiber, and then I'm gonna wipe it on just this whole area. And then I'm gonna come in here with a Brillo pad and clean off that rust. So after it's dry, I'm gonna apply the metal prep now. It says to leave this stuff on it wet for 10 minutes, not to let it dry, and then wash it off with water. Again, I don't really have a spray bottle, so I'm just gonna use a microfiber, and I'll just go back and forth between each side for 10 minutes, just making sure it stays wet. And that's probably all I need to show. Not very exciting. All right, so like the cleaner degreaser, I'm gonna wash off this metal prep with water. All right, so it's been drying for a few minutes now. It's hard to tell looking at it, but I think it's dry. So I'm gonna go ahead and apply the paint. I mixed this up for a while. I'm just gonna use a foam brush to paint it because I think that will be more precise since I have such a small area. Probably should have put a towel down here, or cardboard box or something so I don't make a mess, but let's hope I don't run into any issues with that. And then I'm gonna do 2 really thin coats per the instruction. You could put something in the threads so you don't have to worry about getting the threads, paint in the threads, but the threads actually don't start till further up, so I'm not too worried about getting a little bit of paint in there. I think it'll be fine. That's pretty much it. I'm gonna let this coat dry, and then wait till it gets tacky. Not really sure how long that takes. The video I watched, it took the person an hour, so that was kind of surprising to me. I thought it'd be faster, but anyways, I'll leave it be, go do the other side, and then once this gets tacky, I'll put a second coat on. Here's what the area looks like after 2 coats of the PR15. It took about an hour and 15 minutes between coats before it got tacky enough to paint over again. I did 2 coats and then I let it dry overnight before installing the tow hook the rest of the way. You can place a top coat on this paint, although it is only applicable if it's exposed to UV. Since this is on the underside of the truck and also going to have a tow hook covering it, I elected not to do that. Like I said before, this kit is intended for a variety of different vehicles, so you'll have to select the hardware for the LC100 series. The directions are not super descriptive. It wasn't clear to me if I was supposed to use the washers or not. I elected just to go ahead and use them. I don't think they're going to hurt anything. Also, the instructions don't give you a torque spec. I elected to go with the ARB mount torque spec, which is 88 foot-pounds, 120 Newton meters. I think that will be plenty good enough for this application. So the rearward one is the one that you need for the 100 series. I'm using the washers. I don't think you would really need to, but this plate is plenty beefy enough, but this will spread the force out even more. And then also this plate you could face either further out or further inward. I'm going further out, so it's further away from the AC condenser here, which is probably the correct way to do it, although they don't really tell you again, so. And then, like I said, I'm going to torque them to 88 foot-pounds. I don't know what the factory ones are, torque spec is, and Ironman doesn't give you a torque spec, but 88 sounds plenty good to me. Alright, so here they are. Got both sides torqued down. I mean, they definitely look pretty good. They're definitely super sturdy. Yeah, I kind of wish they hung down just a little bit more so it was a little bit further away from the bumper, but I guess you're going to have a shackle on here anyways. Yeah, kind of unfortunate that mine were already scraped up just getting here. But yeah, they're definitely beefy though. And I think I'm going to see if I have like a paint marker and touch these up. But honestly, if I ever find the motivation, I think I'm going to take these off and get them powder coated. Not really sure what color. Maybe white to match the car. Maybe black. I don't know. Let me know in the comments. But anyways, pretty easy install. Definitely a beefy product. It's kind of lame that they paint it instead of powder coating it because it's already chipping. But it is what it is. Got the frame rail cleaned up. Hopefully that won't rust. Got the never sees on the bolt, so hopefully I can get this out later. And now I actually have mounting points. All right, so one more thing I wanted to show you guys, some slight Overland-ish upgrades I made off camera. I recently found this Yakima, I think it's called like megawarrior or mega tower, mega carrier, something like that, roof rack or roof box that I found on Facebook Marketplace. That was, in my opinion, an amazing deal. I got it at like 1/3 the retail price of it, and it was brand new. It came as a dealer installed. option on someone's 4Runner, and they weren't going to use it, so they're just selling it on Marketplace. I thought I was lucky to get it, but I think it looks pretty sweet. It was kind of perfect, exactly what I wanted. I wanted one that ended before the sunroof, so I could still use the sunroof. And then, I mean, I guess someday if I ever outgrow this, then you can buy the extension to it to make it longer. But I think it looks pretty good. Unfortunately, it makes the total height of my vehicle 7 feet tall, so I will not be able to go into any low parking garages, but I don't really foresee myself having to do that anytime soon. I guess I was kind of planning on using this as my airport car, but I guess we'll see. Regardless, I think it looks sweet, and I think it was a good deal, and I'll have to find some stuff to put up there. If you have any suggestions, put in the comments down below. I kind of really want to get a farm jack, but since I don't have rock sliders, it's kind of pointless for me to get one. But maybe I'll get some traction boards, and then when I actually go on long trips or whatever, I'm definitely going to get some jerry cans, because the fuel range on this car is absolutely terrible. And one last thing I wanted to show you guys on this episode is, I guess I never really covered it on the channel in detail or anything, but I did. When I first got the truck, I got these 33-inch tires because it came with 35s on it, and I've been waiting to mount the spare just because I didn't know if it was going to fit without modification, so I was kind of lazy and didn't want to get into it. But I finally mounted it, and I really didn't have to do anything. The only one thing I did have to do, I guess just kind of a background on this, there was a lot of mixed information on I Hate Mud and on the forums and Facebook group and everything about whether if you can fit a 33-inch tire down below or not. Some people said you had to remove the trail hitch. Some people said you had to remove the other top bracket that's under there. But I was able to do it without doing anything other than just removing the zip tie for the trailer light harness. I just didn't want this to get pinched, so I removed one of the zip ties and I just moved it over to the side. So now the tire's not pressing up against it. The tire is pressing against the trailer hitch, but I don't think that really matters. It is very close, so I'll show you to the panhard bar on the back. You can see it's maybe got like 5 millimeters of space there, and I don't see any marks where it's been rubbing. I did drive the car a little bit with this on here, and I haven't heard it squeaking or anything, so I think this is gonna work. But I guess I'll update you guys if I find out anything different. So that's a wrap on this episode, guys. I'm sorry this was something a little bit different, not really doing anything mechanical, just installing those tow hooks and then giving you a little bit of a tour of some of the other stuff I did. Yeah, overall it was a super simple job. Unfortunately, I'm not crazily excited about the Ironman 4x4 tow hook kit. Like, it was kind of lame that it was scratched, brand new, and the instructions were not the best. Granted, it's kind of a simple installation, but anyways, they're going to do their job. And like I said, maybe someday I'll get bored and I'll take them off and I'll get them powder coated to alleviate the fact that they're scratched anyways. I'm not going to send them back just because of that. And then also, I ordered them like 3 months ago, so I probably couldn't send them back even if I wanted to. And then, you know, my cargo carrier, I think it looks pretty cool. Hopefully I use it someday so it serves a useful purpose. If there's anything you think I should mount up there, let me know. Like I said, I kind of want a farm jack, but yeah, it's kind of pointless on my truck since I don't have rock sliders or steel bumpers. And then I showed you the fact that in my experience, you can mount a 275/70 R18 tire, which is about a 33.2 inch outside diameter in the factory tire location, which is sweet. This is like the perfect tire size in my opinion on these trucks. Slightly bigger, plenty of sidewall, and maintains the gearing or doesn't maintain the gearing. It maintains a better gearing than the 35s that were on here, and you get to use that factory tire location. But anyways, I'll stop rambling. Thank you guys as always, and if you really God, I can't talk tonight. If you really liked it, then please like and subscribe and stay tuned for next time. Thank you guys. Bye.